Hello, I'm Bradley and welcome to my channel. It is December the 6th and it is Friday evening, and today we are talking Christmas. And the thing what's on my mind which I want to talk about on my channel today is let's support one another this Christmas season. My previous clip which I uploaded was all about making sure that we take time to look after ourselves this season. That way we can make sure that we're in good shape to be able to support others and make the Christmas season as magical and as incredible as it is. So I always truly believe that you need to make sure that you're in tip-top condition and that you're looking after yourself, whether it be your physical health, whether it be your mental health, to then really engage that you're all okay. Now you can start spreading that cheer, that goodwill, that merriment, and making sure that this season and everybody's included and that you're being at your best, so then you can look after everybody and you can make sure that everybody is in the season and in that moment with you, all on the same level as being par. Now the thing is with that we then have to step a little bit more further, don't we, from out of ourselves, that we have to look at everybody else around us. Because Christmas so beautifully frames the essence of how we should act with people. But yet, why don't we do it all year round? Strange, isn't it? Funny enough, one of the things I had this morning was the dentist. 8:45 was my appointment. I was running a little bit behind, so I had to a super rush to get there, and got there, and the two receptionists at the desk and the dentist were so lovely, so yet festive. Everything was done up beautifully in the dentist practice for Christmas, and they just greeted me so amazingly. And I thought, I wonder if I was running a couple of minutes late, you would have acted like that if it was January or February. Hopefully so. But I just thought that gave me a little bit of a sort of an essence, a little bit of a push to be able to do something like this on my channel. Why is it that the way we act in the Christmas holiday season, that actually if it's a different time of the year, we wouldn't necessarily act like that? So why not let's spread that cheer? And if we can, let's just look out and support others this season and hopefully hold on to it so we continue to do it for the year ahead into 25. This year, my family and I have been through some storms, we really have. But thankfully, we're all here and we're healthy and we're well, and I look forward to a Christmas where we can kind of put all of that behind us and we can look forward to a bright and healthy 25. Hope everybody watching this will be able to look forward to a positive and bright 25 as well coming up. I know it's not just me, absolutely. People have gone through some really difficult times this year. My subscribers have shared different things with me, and you know what? Sometimes I think we can so easily get almost put into a hypothetical can that actually what's going on in our lives is just us. We can almost get siloed to think that this is all what's going on. But yet actually when you hear of whatever people are going through and the grief whatever people are dealing with and losing loved ones and facing different horrors and tragedies and having to pick up the pieces from that, it really does sometimes just make us think, do you know what? Even though I'm going through this time, I am truly, truly blessed. And for that, I thank the Lord every day. I have a moment in my life where, of an evening, when just before I go to bed, I have a few moments of prayer, and I may have given that away with the beautiful cross just behind me here, but I am no saint. I am not perfect. Sometimes I forget, and just stupidly, the busyness of life just wraps me up, and it doesn't happen. But yet, when I do remember and it comes back to me, and that essence that actually what I need to make sure, I do then just take the moment and I have that conversation, I have that connection with the Lord. And you know, that gets me through. It really gets me through. It gives me guidance and it gives me strength. I pray for others. I don't just pray for myself, I can assure you, and I pray for my family. And I pray that I can glorify Him in the things which I take on in the day, that whatever is put to me, that however I do it and my approach, that I glorify Him. And I do it in a way that I don't even have to know the person who I come into contact with, but I show them care, I show them consideration, and I give them time. It's not just at Christmas which we should concentrate on these values, we should hold on to them throughout the year. Now, when I was out this morning, and my mum, bless her heart, came with me this morning, we went out for breakfast and that was absolutely lovely. I really did get the essence whilst we were out and about that people do, even though it's a busy time of the year, seem to have a little bit more time, a little bit more consideration for others this time of the year. And it really does just bring that back, make me think, why don't we do this all year round? Why don't we support others? Christmas can be a lonely time for some people, and it's not just if they've lost a loved one or if they've lost their spouse or a friend. It can be quite isolating. Christmas is a magical time and I absolutely love it. And to quote from my favourite Christmas film, Mrs. Miracle, miracles happen every day, and they certainly do. But what about in that in-between moment when you can feel quite isolated? Perhaps you're single, you're not in a relationship, perhaps you haven't got children. I've just described myself there. But it can be in a situation where not knowingly you can be in a situation where there's a couple of couples. It can be in your family, your brothers or your sisters might be in couples, and it could just be you single. You can all of a sudden feel very, very isolated, very, very alone. So why don't we share a little bit of consideration with others? And if we can, if we think to ourselves, I wonder how everybody's going to feel, not just ourselves, or we're trying to concentrate on making that magical Christmas moment, whether it be an evening meal with the family or with friends. I wonder if we actually take that time to capture how everybody in that group feels. I wonder when we're walking along in the street and we may be in a bit of a hurry, or we're trying to catch a shop before it's closing, or perhaps you're in a rush for an appointment, a little bit like me this morning. Perhaps if you're crossing the road and you go out in front, or perhaps you do that moment, we've all done it, where the car edges forward a little bit and then you have that awkward moment and then you feel embarrassed that they've come too far ahead. I wonder actually how that person feels. I wonder actually the people who we share the road with when we walk to wherever we're going in the morning. Perhaps we may accidentally bump into them. Perhaps we hold a door open for somebody. I done it actually today, and it was an older lady, and I held the door open for her. And you know what? I held the door open for her and my mum didn't go forward either, and she came on through. She didn't say anything to us, and she just went on through. And at first I thought, okay. But then I actually thought to myself, and I felt really, really bad about doing that. You never know what that person's going through. You never know what they're carrying around with them. We're also sometimes quick to judge, and no matter how we make out that we're this and we're that. I mean, my faith to me is absolutely everything. But you know what? I get it wrong sometimes. And not knowingly, I make the small assumption, which makes me feel awful inside. I done it only just this morning, and it makes me feel terrible. And at the end of the day, it really does just show us that actually we all could do with showing that little bit more consideration, that little bit more understanding, and just spreading that little bit more cheer and that love. And actually, if someone doesn't seem quite right this season, make the time, put the time aside, and just make sure they're okay. If you've got a family member, such as a brother or a sister or cousin, or maybe it be mum, dad, nan, granddad, whoever it is, if they seem a little bit different this season, or they seem as though perhaps they're not acting the way that they normally would, perhaps put some time aside and make sure in your heart and in your mind that they are okay. Put it aside, because this Christmas season, yes, there is a lot of pressure for Christmas to be perfect, but it can also be isolating as well. Somebody can be going through something and you not knowing about it, but yet just asking if that person's okay, could literally be the hand in the deep hole helping them out of their situation, acknowledging that sharing a problem can help it be resolved. Storms pass, my friends, but do you know what? When we're in that storm, we don't always realise that they do pass. We think that it's going to be there forever, and we think that the effects of whatever we're going through are going to be left with us forever. A lot of people can suffer with guilt, shame for things they've done in the year. Maybe you've made a mistake. None of us are perfect, my friend. None of us. And as I say, storms pass. And if we're honest and we hold that integrity at heart and we correct our mistakes and we ask for forgiveness, and if you even nod of faith, just remember, my friend, as I always say, there is only one of you in this world, and that makes you truly, truly incredible. So if you do make an error, or if you do slip up on something, at the end of the day, take your time, think about it, understand what happened, understand what went wrong, and then pick yourself up again because you're worth it, okay? Ask for forgiveness. And if you're not of faith, okay, ask for forgiveness from yourself. Don't beat yourself up, there's only one of you. Today, the day we've just lived, we don't get the opportunity to do that again. It's a blessing for all of us. And just remember, none of us are promised a tomorrow, and if we're blessed with another, let's grab it with both hands. So on that note, this Christmas season, let's look out, let's reach out and let's support others. So whatever you're going through, you're never ever on your own. But sometimes when we walk past a situation, if we see somebody who's not quite right, or perhaps they're in distress, it doesn't hurt and it doesn't cost anything to literally just ask, are you okay? How are you? If it be a family member, give them a call. A 5-minute call can make the utmost difference for any situation, whatever they're going through. On that note, my friend, I really hope that this 6th of December you've had a great day, and I wish you an amazing weekend to come. So God bless, and I hope that you can join me soon for another clip this December. On that note, Merry Christmas, and keep enjoying December, and I look forward to you joining me then. Bye now.